So today, let us go with the basic commands, Linux basic commands. The basic commands like file creation, file creation, then copying, moving, removing. So let us do all these operations with the help of commands. So then only we can easily create the files and edit the files and move, remove, and copy. Some of operations we can perform. When it comes to file creation, so here file in the sense two things we are taking. One is the regular file creation. Another one is directory creation. Actually, we have the files which are nearly 7 to 8 types of files are there in Linux environment. Okay, so just simply we'll take the regular files, that is text files, then our programming files. All will these will comes under the regular files. So in the Linux operating system itself, there are different types of files, character special and block special files. Different files are there. And while talking about the files system and all, I'll talk about that. Simply the regular file creation, then directory creation. A directory creation means it is like a folder. It's a folder. Then copying files and directories. How to perform the copying of files and directories? Same. Removing files and directories, moving files and directories, and removing files and directories. These are the operations we are going to perform with the help of commands in the Linux environment. Okay. So when it comes to the file creation, so let us do the two things. One is file creation, another one is directory creation. File creation and directory creation. So the regular file creation, so we'll use many commands. Like the basic command is cat. Cat means concatenation. Which is concatenation. This is the command we'll use. Uh, so we'll use some touch command to create some empty files. Uh, and we have an editor, visual editor, that is VI, and VIM, visual editor. And again, so mostly you're using, I think, Pico, Nano. Many editors are there to create the files. So this is the basic one. So mostly the people will go with VI or VIM, Pico or Nano. These many only they will use. So whatever the editor which you are familiar, you can use that editor. No problem for the file creation. Okay. So let us go with the first command, that is cat command. How can we do the creation of the files, and some operations also we are going to perform with the help of cat. Okay, let's move to the Linux environment. Linux environment, Linux 1, 2, 3. This is the environment in the last class we have used. Here itself I am going to create some files. So here dollar represents it's a normal user, not the privileged user. I'm having some limited commands. So let us go with the first command, that is cat command. Actually, before going to know about that, we have a facility in the Linux environment. How these commands will work, what's the description, what are the options we are having. So everything will be there in the manual pages. Man space cat. Man means manual pages. About the cat, that will give you the information, what are the options we are having, what is the syntax of that. You can see here total about the concatenation. Concatenate files, print on the standard output, means on the screen. We won't use all these options, but few important options we'll use. Okay. For each and every option, there is a description also. You can see. So these are the options. Just you press Q to quit out from this. Okay. And moreover, we are having one more helping. That is, if you want to know about cat space help. So here it also will give you the information, but it is somewhat precise than that manual pages. Okay, about the command. So whatever the command yes you wanted to use, you can use that command. No problem. So these are the two commands. One is manual pages cat. Another one is cat hyphen hyphen help. Okay, to get the help of that command. Now let us make use of this cat command. Let us see the syntax. Already I am not executing any command now. The syntax will be the cat command. Here the option will give, and here we'll give the file name or file names also. The list of file names separated by space we can give. So this is a simple syntax. So let me create a first file. First file. For example, here I am taking. Here I am taking a file called. For example, I wanted to create a new file. Cat space greater than apple.txt. Some file I am creating. Cat space greater than apple.txt is my file. Now I am pressing enter. It will prompt us to enter the content. Content. This is Linux environment. Some content I am typing. Okay. Observe here. In order to save this content, you must press Ctrl Z to save it. Ctrl Z. So that will be saved. So the Ctrl Z you must type in the new line only, not in the same line. For example, the last line is by. So here the last line is by. If I give Ctrl Z here, so what will happen? This line won't be saved. That's why we have to give the Ctrl Z in the next line only. The content will be saved. Just you can check whether my file is there or not. ls. See, you can check apple.txt is there. This is the way of creating a file. Okay. If you want to see the content of that file, cat space apple.txt. Don't give any greater than and all. Cat space apple.txt. Then you can see the content. This is the content of the file. Okay. So content of the file. Like this, we can create the file. For example, now the second option. If you want to append some lines to the file, so already here I am having some lines of content. Just I wanted to add some content to the file. So here I can add the content like this. Cat double greater than apple.txt. Apple.txt. See, I am giving some 2, 3, 4 empty lines. So I'll tell you why I am using uh, appended line 1, line 2, some content I'm typing. Okay, some line 3, some content I'm typing. Again in the new line, press Ctrl Z. So that content will be saved. See whether it is there or not. Cat space apple. You can check it. Yeah, content is there. This is Linux environment. This is the first content we have written, and afterwards we have appended these empty lines also and these files. Is it okay? So this is the way of creating the files. Simple file. So here we are having some options. Those options are the important few options I give you. If you want to give the line numbers and display the content, if you want to give the line numbers, cat space hyphen n, that will give you the line numbers to which file, apple.txt, cat space hyphen n apple.txt. You can see, so that will display the content with the line numbers. In the programming, sometimes if you wanted to know which line the error is, that time you can give the line numbers like this and you can check out and find out. We can go to that line and check out. Okay, so this is a way of giving line numbers. And another option, cat space hyphen and b. So it will give the line numbers to the content lines on. So here there is no content. It won't give the line numbers to the empty lines. Let us see. So b means here that will leave the blanked lines. That will leave the blanked lines. So to the blank lines, that won't give any line number. So this is up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are the blank lines, and 6, 7, 8. So like that we can check which are the empty lines and which are the content lines. And we are having one more option called cat space hyphen n and as b. No problem. You can give bs also. Okay, or you can give sp. No problem. Here as means squeezing the emptied lines or blanked lines into a single line. Means multiple empty lines will be squeezed to the single empty line. Here I am having nearly 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 blank lines and have. It will squeeze to a single blank line. Let me show you. Observe here. So here S means squeezing all the blank lines to a single blank line. So these are the few important options in the cat command. Okay. So with the cat command, we can do some more operations also. I'll show you now. So with the cat command itself, if you wanted to if you wanted to create another file, sorry, if you wanted to create, yeah, send the content of this file to another file, we have that facility. Here I'm displaying apple.txt. So here what it will show the content of the file. Just I wanted to redirect this content to another file. Redirect this content to another file. Means that is like copying with the cat command. Copying with another command we are having, that is cp. So with the cat command itself, how can we copy the content? Cat space apple. I'm redirecting it to. I am using only single greater than. Observe here. I am using only single greater than. Cat space apple. Here I am typing apple2.txt. It's a text file. See, the content will be copied. Let me check whether that file is there or not. That will show you apple2.txt. Is it okay? So this time, if you wanted to see the content of the apple2.txt, you can see cat apple2.txt. Same content which we had in the apple.txt, same content has been copied here. Okay, if you want to display the both the contents at a time, apple.txt, then apple2.txt, see the both the files content will be displayed. You can check here. This is the apple .txt content, and this is the apple2.txt file content. The command is, you can check here, cat apple.txt, apple.txt, then apple2.txt. This is the way of displaying the content. If you want to redirect this total content to another file, you can redirect, no problem. Okay, see here I wanted to redirect this total content apple.txt and apple2.txt to some, for example, banana.txt, another file I'm creating. See, these two files content will be redirected to banana.txt. Cat space banana.txt. You can check here. The two files content will be displayed up to here. First file, and this is another file. Just a minute. Okay. Okay, this is the way of redirecting. Now we are having few more options. Here there is a difference between greater than and double greater than. Here apple.txt, this is the file I'm having. I have copied this content to apple2.txt. I have copied this content to apple2.txt. So here now I am doing somewhat different thing. Let me create one more file, cat space some more f1.txt. I'm creating a file, cat space greater than. This is file 1. So this is the content I'm having in the file 1. So now here I'm redirecting this content. Observe here, cat f1.txt. This file I'm displaying and redirecting it to apple2.txt. So tell me which content is there in the apple2.txt? Whatever we had in the apple.txt, that was copied to apple2.txt. Is it okay? So that was copied, that content is there. If I use this single greater than, what will happen, you know? So that will replace the content in the apple2.txt. So the content of this f1.txt will replace the content of this apple2.txt. If you use the single greater than. If you use double greater than, here the content of f1.txt will be appended, will be added to the apple2.txt. So let me check. I'm using only single greater than. So here what will happen? The file 1.txt content will replace the content in the apple2.txt. You can check it. Cat space apple2.txt. See, previously I had content of that is apple, but now the file 1.txt, that content is there. So this is the way of redirecting. So single greater than will replace the content, double greater than will append the content. So let me show you how to append the content. Same, I'm having f1 dot I'm taking apple.txt. I'm appending double greater than, I'm using apple2.txt. See, now in the apple2.txt this content is there. to this content, this apple.txt content will be appended. So let us display it. Apple2.txt. See, file1.txt. So up to here, this is apple.txt. It has been appended. So we can redirect and we can append. So that will greater than will replace and double greater than will append the content, which are very useful commands. These greater than and double greater than, these are the standard output like that. Standard input, standard output, standard error. Redirections also there. I'll teach you those also later. The redirections about that. And now there are some limitations in the cat command. So what are the limitations? For example, cats. I'm taking f2.txt. Here I'm typing the content. Observe here. Just I wanted to go back to the first line. Can I go back to the first line to edit that? It's not possible. I'm using up and down arrows. It is displaying some different content. Observe here. Means we cannot edit the other previous lines. We can edit only the current line. We can edit only this current line. Getting? Can edit only this current line. We cannot go to the previous line. So this is the limitation. We cannot edit the file, but we can append the lines. Later, after saving this, I can append the lines. How can I append the lines? Cat double greater than f2.txt. Here, appended line 1, then line 2. So we can append the line. You can check it. Cat space f2.txt. See, appended line 1 and line 2. So this content will be appended. It's not a problem. But we cannot modify the previous lines. That's only the problem with the help of concatenation. Then we have seen the concatenation, and that is combining the content of the two files also we have seen. So if you want to redirect, for example, apple.txt, I'm having banana.txt. Just I wanted to redirect these two file content to, so for example, new file also we can give here, mix.txt. So here mix.txt, if it is there, the content of these two files will replace the content in the mix.txt. If I give only single greater than, if I give double greater than, that will append it to the content. So here not only two files, we can use multiple files also. File f1.txt, multiple files, the total content will be redirected to the output file. Total content, file 1, it is apple.txt, we can see banana.txt, we can see, then f1.txt, that content also we can see. Okay, so this is the way of redirecting the content and we cannot edit it properly. That's only the problem we have seen till now. Is it fine? This is the way of using the or creating the files with the help of cat command. Now, so let me show you how to create empty files. How to create empty files? We are having a command called touch command. Touch. It will create uh, multiple empty files also we can create here. And see, for example, add.c, some sub.java. Okay, so multiplication dot cpp. So multiple empty files we can create. We can check it. So what are the files we had? Sub.java, then mul.cpp, then we have seen add.c. See, so like this we can create multiple empty files. So this is the way of creating multiple empty files. And now let us go with the directories creation. So we have seen the file creation. So in the file creation, we have seen the cat command and touch command. So before going to the directory creation, let me teach you the VI editor also. Mostly you knows about, I think, Nano and Pico. I think you are using Nano or Pico. Jishnu, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Are you using Nano or Pico?
Nano.
Nano. Okay. So here I'll teach you the VI editor, how to create the files and edit the files. Then later on I'll move to directories creation. So with the visual editor, that is VI, we can create the new file or we can open the existed file also. For example, some already add.c I have created, some edition edition.c. Yes. Yeah, you know about the C programming and all. Here, by default, this visual editor in the escape mode means we cannot enter the content or insert the content. If you press I, then, so by default, I will show you. I'm coming out. Let me open the file again. Yeah. See, observe here. By default, this will be in the escape mode. If you press I, we'll enter into the insert mode. I'm pressing I. Yeah. In the bottom, that is showing insert. Here I am inserting hash include stdoa.h. Here I am using this into main. For example, some addition of two numbers I'm taking A and B, C. On printf /n. Enter any two integers. Simple program I'm typing. Scanf. Are you well about this C programming? Hmm? Jishnu.
Sir.
Jishnu, are you there?
Sir.
Is C programming okay to you?
C++ అయితే కొంచెం బెస్ట్ సార్. లైక్
What?
C++. అంటే సి ఇన్ సి అవుట్.
Yeah. Oh, you are familiar with C++.
ఎస్ సార్. సి నేర్చుకోవాలి సార్.
Yeah. You have to learn C also.
Okay,
C
sir.
is equal to A plus B. It's a
Okay, sir.
simple C program. I'm printing the addition. Addition is equal to percentile D. This is a simple C program. Observe here. I'm in actually insert mode. I have typed my content here. We can edit the previous lines. We can edit the previous lines. It won't create any problem. Okay. We can edit the current lines. So we knows about the text editor, how it would be. Okay. It's a full text editor. We can make use of this. Here, after inserting, I need to press escape key. Escape. Then insert. This will be disappear. I'm pressing escape. So in the escape mode, I have to use the colon, shift colon, W for writing or saving. So this content will be saved, and Q for quitting. After saving the content, we will quit out from this text editor. Then I am pressing enter. See, the content will be saved. You can check whether that edition.c is there or not. Yeah, edition.c is there. If you want to edit that, you can edit that also. No problem. We know about the GCC compiler edition. So dot slash a dot out. Enter any two integers, 10 space 20. We have to give in the new line. 10 enter 20. It's not adding. So here it is not given the proper output. If you want to check it, then we have to open the same file. Addition.c. For the existed files, the same command we have to use. Even for the creation of the new files also. We have here I have used. Here again press I. If you press I, then we will enter to the insert mode. We can edit it. Here I have to use B. One value will be read to will be stored in A, another will be stored in B. Previously I have given C. So these two values are here. A's value and B's value will be added. The result will be stored in C. So this is a simple program I'm giving you. So again, escape mode. Press escape, shift colon. That will show you at the bottom. W for writing, Q for quitting. If you want to quit forcefully, sometimes it won't allow to quit out. If you want to quit forcefully, we have to use exclamatory. See, exclamatory, that is forceful quitting or forceful writing and quitting. Enter. See, let us compile. This is addition dot slash dot out 10 and 20. The result will be that. Okay, check it 10 space. The space also that is taking the inputs. No problem. Okay, this is the way of editing the file with the help of VI editor and Vim. Vim also mostly similar to VI editor. So whatever the editor you are familiar, you can use that editor. Okay, I'm not forcing you to use this VI only, then Pico only, Nano only. We have uh, hundreds of editors in the Linux environment. Whatever the editor just you want, you can use. So we are not familiar with all the editors, but few editors, whatever we are familiar, we can use them. That is a text editor. Okay, that's not a problem. So this is the way of creating the files with the help of some cat command, then empty files creation, touch command, then another editors we are having vim, Pico, and Nano. Okay, so these are the usages, and this is the way of using the editor. Now, let us go with the directory creation. The directory means folder creation. In the Windows environment, we'll call them as folders. Yes, simply we'll call them as directories. Simply we'll call them as directories. Okay. So in order to create the directories, so we are having a command called mkdir. Mkdir. The syntax of this one here will give the option. Here we'll give the dir name. Dir name or names separated by space we can give. So this is the syntax. Same. Command, then option, then list of directories. We can create multiple directories or single directories also. So let us create a single directory now. Mkdir space. Here I am giving some d1. D1. That will create a single directory. Let us check ls. Here it is showing you d1. Yeah, it is showing you d1. Sometimes we do not know in your environment even the directories and the files also will be shown in the same color. If the directories and the text files without extension, for example there is no extension for the file, sometimes if all the listed files are in the same color, we cannot identify which is directory and which is a file. So that time we have a facility with the ls-f that will show you which are directories and which are files, and which are executable files, which are linked files, which are backup files, with the help of symbols that will show you. See, these are the regular files, means text files, and it is directory file. Directory, it also will be treated as a file. It's a directory file, and it's also a directory file because it is showing you slash, and it is, observe here, it is executable file. Executable file in the while compiling this edition.c, after the compilation that will create an executable file, that is by default a.out is the executable file. So it is showing you asterisk. Asterisk means it is an executable file, and some symbols, some tilde symbol will be shown. Tilde means that is a backup file, means a linked file, like that, that will show you. Different symbols will be shown. So this is the way of creating a directory. Just now I wanted to create multiple directories. That is D1 already created, D2, D3, some D4 separated by space. We can create multiple directories, means folders, ls. Observe here, D2 I have created, D3 I have created, D4 I have created. So will be shown in the current directory itself, current directory. Yeah, ls means listing out the files or and directories which are there in the current directory. That current directory is here. Observe here, tilde symbol it is showing. That is called home directory of the Red Hat user. Red Hat users home directory, not HOME home directory. Here Red Hat users home directory. That name will be Red Hat only. That name is Red Hat only. Tilde represents it is a home directory of the users, current users. So what are the files which are available here? That is listing out. Okay, this is a way of creating multiple directories. Multiple directories. Now we have one more facility. If you want to create the subdirectories, if you want to create the subdirectories, for example, I'm having dir1. Under that I have created some dir3, dir2. Under that I have created dir3. So like that we can create the subdirectories. So if you want to create the subdirectories, we will call them as parent directories. We'll call them as parent directories. Mkdir hyphen p. For example, I'm taking dir. You can take any another name, no problem. Dir slash dir1 slash dir2 slash dir3. You can create like this. Dir4 means the parent directories. You can check them. If you list out ls, that will show you only dir1. That won't show you what are the subdirectories, subfolders which we are having under dir1. For example, in documents, we may have some subfolders, subdirectories. This are some files also there. So that won't show you in the ls command. So we are having a command called tree. So that will list out the tree structure of the files. You can see the current directory. In my current directory, I'm having add.c, addition.c, a.out, apple2.txt, apple.txt, banana. These are the directories in the same current directory we have created, and desktop also there by default. So these are the sub or parenting directories I have created. You can see dir. Under dir1 I am having dir2, and under that I am having dir3 and dir4. Okay, so this is the way of creating parent directories. Of creating parent directories. Okay, tree is the command. Tree is the command. So here today you have learned how to create the regular files or text files or any files, that is .cpp file or C file, Java file. With the cat command itself, we can create our no problem, our programming files, no problem. For example, some b1 dot java. So you can create this file, no problem, but we cannot edit the previous lines. If you want to edit them, we will use a vi editor. Okay, so that's the way of creating the files. And in making directories, we have seen an option with the help of mkdir. We are having another option called hyphen m. M means mode, means permissions also we can give. So you cannot understand what is permission and all. That file permissions, I'll tell you later. That's a separate topic. If you want to know the file permissions, ls hyphen l, that will give you the file permissions for each and every file. What are the rights we are having on each and every file, that will give you here. These simple letters, if you are able to understand, I'll teach you how to understand all these. So three categories will be there here actually: read, write, execute for user group and others. For each file and directory, what are the permissions we are having? How can we access them? So such things we are going to learn later. So that mkdir hyphen p is enough. That is creating the parent directories. Now, so I have created the directories. Sir, you have created the directories, then how to enter into those directories? How to enter into those directories? Just I wanted to enter into the directory, that is the command is cd, change directory, change directory. Cd, I wanted to enter into some dir1. Then you can check it. Under dir1, I am typing tree. I am under dir1, I am having dir2. Under dir2, I am having dir3. Under that, I am having dir4. cd is the command to change the directory. So actually, cd is a big command. You need to know another options also. Okay. So after telling those options only, you can know how to change the direct. Okay. Tomorrow I'll talk about this. Before that, I wanted to teach you the ls command, some more options. File creation we have seen, directory creation we have seen, then changing directory, the simple command we have seen, simple command. So the changing directory, many options are there. I'll teach about them. Now I'll wind up the class by teaching this ls command. Ls command. So we are using ls to list out all the directories and this is our current home directory. See, ls, in the ls we are having many options. In ls we are having many options. Man space ls. You can see all the options. Which are very useful. The real-time people mostly, it is a simple command, but it is very useful command to list out the files. Very needed command. They will always use this ls command. So in ls command, I will give you some options. ls space hyphen a. It will list out the hidden files also. Hidden files and hidden directories. See, hidden files and hidden directories. The hidden files and hidden directories, those will be started with dot. See, dot bash profile, dot bash rc, dot est authentication, dot ice authority, dot sample dot txt swap, automatically it has been created, that dot bash history, dot bash logout. So these are the hidden files. Okay, the hidden files in the current directory will be shown. Means all the files, all the hidden and regular files and directories will be shown. So the ls usage is that one. Next option is ls hyphen l. ls hyphen l, which means long list of files and directories. Long list of files and directories. It will give you 9 fields of information. It will give you 9 fields of information. That is type of a file and permissions of the file and links to the file, username and group name, the size of the file. See, this is the date of the file and the time and file name. Here the first digit is position type 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is 7, including this date, total date, 8, then file name. 9 fields of information will be given. With the help of this ls command, we can filter the list of content. We can play with the content also. Okay, this ls is very useful command. Then I've seen two options, and I have given ls hyphen f. Already I told you to know the difference as among the files, which is a directory, which is a linked file, which is regular file, which is an executable file. So in order to differentiate that, we are having this option. And another option, ls hyphen r, recursive, means it is like a tree command. It is like a tree command in the recursive structure manner that will list out the files. Recursive structure. See, total files has been displayed. Afterwards, recursive structure under dir1, I am having dir2. dir1 and 2, I am having, under that I am having 3. See, I am having 4. So the recursive structure, it is like a tree command. It is like a tree command. Okay. Next we are having ls hyphen s, means the size of the file will be displayed. What is the size of the file? Here it is 4 KB and 4 KB. Here all these are the zero size zero sized files. By default that will take 4 KB. Here this executable file it is in 16 KB. If you want to know the human readable format, that is H, that will give you and KBs. Here by default it has given numbers. If you give H for human readable, then that is adding K in order to understand clearly. K means kilobyte, KB, human readable format. Okay, so these are the few important options about ls command. We are having one more shortcut for this ls, that is ll. ll is also like ls-l. It is long list of files, 9 fields of information it is giving. We can use ll also. It also will give the same content. ll, long list of files and 9 fields of information will be given. So many uses are there. The help of this ls and few more I'll give you. ls hyphen d. So actually it has to give the list of directories. And we have one more facility. If we give some dir1 ls hyphen s ls space dir1, the files and directories which are there in the dir1 will be listed out. We can give the specific uh, path also. You can give the specific path, specific directory. So the files and directories which are there in that directory will be listed. Okay. So you can try few more options with the help of this ls. Okay. Today we have learned the creating of files and directories and the usage of ls command. What are the options we are having? Now we have seen. So this much is enough. Just you practice this and use the VI editor also. Use the VI editor also. Then you know how to create them, and you may face some difficulties. So that if you try to overcome those difficulties, and you will learn something. Okay, you can play with this environment. So this is enough for this day. Tomorrow we can see about file copying, changing directories, moving and removing and all. We can see.